So make sure you really pay attention to those bottom scores of the judges of the two different panels, because that'll help you if someone you see does a really amazing routine, but someone else that maybe had a little step or a little mess up somewhere, you might think, well, that routine was way better. But look at their difficulty score. Their difficulty score might be way higher, which is why they ended up having a higher score. I hope that helps you when you're sitting back here watching the 2013 AT&T American Cup. We've had great success with USA Gymnastics. Last year, the Fierce Five won the Olympic gold medal. So right now, USA Gymnastics is the greatest in the sport of gymnastics. So ladies and gentlemen, right now, we have 2 minutes until the 2013 AT&T American Cup starts. So we got to bring these athletes out in style. So Worcester, on your feet, and let's make some noise for these athletes, Worcester. Here we go, Worcester. Make some noise. 2 minutes. Let's go. Come on. I can't hear you, Worcester. Here we go, Worcester. Come on. Let me hear you. Come on, Worcester. Make some noise. This is the AT&T American Cup. The best in the world is coming right out here on the stage. You like watching gymnastics? This is the place to be. Right here in Worcester, these athletes are coming out. We got 1 minute, and when they come out, you gotta make them feel welcome. You gotta make them feel like the champions they are, Worcester, and that's why we came to your city. Worcester, let me hear you make some noise. Count it down, Worcester, count it down. Let me hear you. Hey.
Goes down, the stars come out, and all that comes is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came. 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 I'm glad you came.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DCU Center and the 2013 AT&T American Cup. Just months after London 2012, this FIG World Cup event sets the stage for the new quadrennium in the sport of gymnastics. These world-class athletes are stepping into the spotlight here in Worcester for national pride and the global bragging rights that accompany the title AT&T American Cup Champion. Please welcome the competitors. A top 6 finisher in the 2012 Olympic uneven bars competition, Elizabeth Sykes of Germany. A top 10 finalist in the 2012 Olympic all-around competition, Sergio Sasaki of Brazil. A 2012 Olympic team member, Victoria Moores of Canada. The silver medalist of the 2012 Olympic all-around competition, Marcel Nguyen of Germany. The 2012 Junior National All-Around Champion, Gabrielle Jupp of Great Britain. A 2012 member of the U.S. Olympic team, Jake Dalton, USA. These are the gymnasts decided to compete in the 2013 AT&T American Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your hats? Here to perform the national anthem from Plymouth is Sherry Malone.
We just lost after the 7th. And we want to celebrate his life tonight and celebrate this great event. So let's give a big round of applause and dedicate this event tonight to Jason. And more importantly, he's looking down on us right now, and he wants to celebrate. He wants to party, because this is the greatest sport in the world, and we're very happy with AT&T being our sponsor with this event. Thank you for Jason for all his work, and a big shout out to his family and love to them. And we want to show Jason the love we have for him, and we want to party tonight. So he wants nothing better than look down tonight and say, let's party, don't stop the party, let's cue the athletes, let's march to the first rotation in honor of Jason. Hit it, DJ Patrick.
All right, we are here at the AT&T American Cup 2013. I am Shannon Miller, and I'm here with John Ford.
This is exciting stuff, Shannon. This competition. Can't wait to see what these athletes have, especially since the Olympics just ended. The road has changed a little bit. These athletes are cycling ready to go.
That's right, and we're going to lay out here for just a little bit. As you can hear, the crowd is going crazy. It is loud in here as the athletes march to their first event. We're going to see the men up in 2 events. First up, so the women will go back and they'll continue to warm up. The men are marching out, and then we're going to be going live on NBC in a little while. But until then, you can catch the live stream via YouTube. You can go to USA Gymnastics, usagym.org, and find the live stream on there. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I've also put the link on there. I'm at Shannon Miller 96. If you have questions about the competition or want to know anything, you can feel free to tweet. We'll try to keep up with those as much as possible.
You can also follow me on Twitter at J_11. I'm not as good as Shannon at posting these updates, but I'll give it my best shot. I get so into this competition, I'm just going to want to talk about these guys all day.
Well, and I'm going to be asking a lot of questions of John. Obviously, John Horton coming off of the 2012 London Olympic Games, also 2008 Olympic silver and bronze medalist. So we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot of Olympians coming home from London that are competing here at the American Cup.
We do, especially on the men's side. As I'm watching these guys on the floor right now, I think I can see, I think all but one maybe of these guys I recognize from the Olympic Games. So, you know, it's pretty impressive to watch these guys come back out here after the London Games, continue to compete, just keep giving it everything they've got. You know, the Olympics, as you know, you've done it twice yourself. It takes a lot out of you.
It does. It's a lot to recover from. And one thing that we'll talk about quite a bit today is just kind of the theme of a new quad, a new 4 years. Now these men and women are training for the 2016 Olympic Games. That means a new code. It means you'll be seeing new skills, new routines during this quad and at this competition, because really this is one of the first big competitions, big international competitions of the year, but certainly of this quad.
Yeah, and this is not only one of the biggest out with a beautiful double-double small hop. I love that pass. 1.5 to double front, and he nailed it. That was beautiful. 2.5 full. Oh, he's got some good landings so far. If he can keep this up, this is going to be a great floor routine. A little sloppy with his knees there on the triple Russian. It's pommel skill, Shannon.
I know that one. I know a couple of the men's skills. I had a blast doing some commentary at the Olympic Games and watching you guys out on the floor. So, and that is a touchdown. So talk about deductions for that.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a point. It looked like his legs just buckled. He didn't turn over his handspring quite as much as he wanted. He just came off the floor. Really weird for that handspring over pike. You hear that bell ring? It means he's got 10 seconds left. Arabian double front half out. He just looked like he gassed out at the end of that, but you know, I love watching him. He does a lot of big tricks, and I gotta give him props because that was a really hard routine. He just kind of gassed. It's tough for these international competitors. They show up on a Tuesday, and they don't even have a full week to get acclimated to the weather, or not the weather, the time change. And you know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few people gas out today, just not completely used to their surroundings yet, but we will see some good routines.
When you think about that, when you head over to London or to another country for a big event, say something like the Olympic Games, you're over there 2 to 3 weeks prior to when your competition day starts, so you have time to acclimate a little bit more, but a competition like this, you're right, a couple days isn't going to do it.
No, it's really not enough, and I'm a huge advocate for being over in another country as soon as possible. I've had my own experiences with having to go somewhere and compete, you know, the second and third day, and there's a 10-hour time change. And it's always that third day, it feels like, where your body is just like, okay, I'm done, I'm not going to work for you today. And that just happens to be the day that we're competing. So,
yeah.
You know, it's tough, and, you know, it's part of the sport. These guys, they're prepared for it.
Well, and of course, we talk about how much difficulty these athletes are packing into routines, and we'll talk a little bit about the scoring system of his career.
Absolutely. He is one of these young guns that is going to be vying for these big-time titles, all-around champion, putting up a fight the next 4 years for just about every title you can think of. Buckled a little bit there on that 2.5 to front half, but pulled it out. A great triple full finish. Good routine. I know he had a little mistake on his laid out double-double, but good set.
And this is the time of year when these athletes really come on, and maybe they're not quite as polished as you see them at the Olympic Games, but they're trying new skills, they're trying new routines, and they're kind of getting everything under their belt so that they can make the world team later this year.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is the beginning of the new quad. And so these guys, a lot of them, they're trying brand new skills that they've never done. They're out there, they're trying longer, much more difficult routines, just trying to pack in as much difficulty, like you said, as possible. And so, you know, it doesn't surprise me that we're going to see some mistakes today, but I like the direction that it's going. I'm probably one of the few people that does say I like the new code. I like seeing people try to pack all these skills in. It just makes it more exciting. It makes it more
That's because you're a trickster.
I am. I'm a trickster, and I love to watch these guys just go all out. That's what's so exciting about gymnastics to me. It's like there's no ceiling. People think, okay, this is it. It can't get any harder than this, and guys just keep increasing the difficulty.
That's what amazes me. Every 4 years, you think, how do you add another flip or a twist or change that? How is it possible? And somehow, some way, you guys find a way.
Well, I mean, I don't want to talk about myself a lot, but in 2008, I did that high bar routine that won the silver medal, and everybody was thinking, wow, that was crazy. He did
unreal.
He did all those releases, and then what do you know, 4 years later, you get Epka Zonderland connected all of the releases, and I'm just going, this is insane. Guys are just getting crazy, and who knows what people are going to be doing in 2016.
Yeah, it's incredible. And if you are online, go ahead and Google Epke Zonderland High Bar 2012.
Please do.
Oh my, I think I've seen it 100 times.
It either helps or hinders, I've learned. I had a teammate in college at the University of Oklahoma named Russian Sheen, 6'3".
I remember him, that's right.
He was a floor and vault guy, and All-American on floor and vault all 4 years in college. And the things that he did just blew me away. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm 5'1". And I thought I had an advantage, but he was a better tumbler than anybody else on our team.
Score for Oleg Vernayev, 14.333. Of course, you can always keep the live scoring going. Again, go to usagym.org, and you can get all of the live scores right there.
Next up on floor, we have Jorge Geraldo Lopez. He's probably the oldest competitor in our competition. I believe he's 32 years old. He's been around for a while. He's been at multiple Olympic Games. He was at the 2004 Games, 2008, 2012. He's been to several World Championships. He's an all-arounder. He's always been in the top 40 in the all-around. Very, very nice controlled Arabian double tuck.
Bit of a hop, but he stayed in bounds.
Yeah, good work there. Christian Thomas with a 15.4 on floor. Score just came up. Big start value, 6'3" by him.
And that's a great score. We talk about scores high in the 14s and in the 15s. Those are very good.
Is volunteer coordinator Kathy Osberg. We thank you, Kathy, and all of the volunteers for your support in helping some of the world's best gymnasts and the world's greatest gymnastics fans feel right at home here at DCU Center in Worcester, Massachusetts.
In the world to qualify, and if you're not, somebody doesn't come, then you can still qualify in. But the prize money's a little bit higher. They just kind of up the stakes of these competitions.
Well, this is, I believe, the second to last. There's one more world competition in this series after this competition.
It's in Germany, I think.
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think they have several of them in Germany, and I think Marcel right now is currently in the leader with points, because if you win all of the World Cup events, or if you have the highest number of points at the end,
competition
I think they give you like a card or something crazy like that. I know a few years ago.
Is it too late to come out of retirement?
I know, I wish I was competing. Maxim Deviatovsky from Russia won it a few years ago. I think they gave him Mercedes-Benz.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, we are back to the competition, ready to go.
Now, this is a new guy I have not seen before, Hiroki Ishikawa. He is from Japan and hasn't really been on the international stage too much, so I have no idea what to expect out of him, to be completely honest.
Well, he's going to be the new generation for the Japan men.
Double full, punch full, nicely stuck. Very big Arabian double pike, big hop forward, but it was nicely done. It's clean in the air. Those Arabian skills, you don't see too many people that can keep their legs together on them.
I love the fact that he's doing a triple full side pass. That's just
it's a little
incredible.
outrageous, isn't it? Undercut the 1.5 for his front Rudy, but he pulled it off nicely. A little low on the 2.5 granny. That's that static element that I was talking about. That one's called a V. To press handstand. I don't think girls do V's. I don't think the women do. Well, maybe some on the B.
It's some on the, maybe, yeah, every now and then. Not, you don't see them a lot.
Yeah, you'll see Danel Leva later. He does what we call a mana. It's like a V times 10, where his legs are way over his head. Nice dismount. Catches some double back. Small hop. That's a good routine.
It's a great routine, and it really shows that the Japanese are looking at 2016, they're getting the newcomers out there, getting them into international competitions, so they have a lot of experience as they move into 2016.
Yeah, they definitely try to spread it out on the international competitions for those guys. You won't see Kobeuchi or many of the other guys that were on that Olympic team go to too many international events. They really do try to give all the young guys a lot of experience.
14.133.
Coming up, Mr. Danil Leva.
Danil Leva, Donnie.
Bronze medalist in the all-around in London last year.
He has had a phenomenal last few years, and I just hope that he just continues to keep pushing through and training through it like he has been. I mean, he is such a rock right now, and I love watching the improvements he's making. You know, a couple weeks ago at the Winter Cup competition in Las Vegas, he placed, I believe, third, but he was trying a ton of new gymnastics. And I've talked to him, and I've talked to his dad, Yen, and they make it very clear, they're not training for right now, they're training for 2016. And so you'll see some new stuff from him. Let's see how it goes today. He's 22 years old.
Man with a plan.
That's right. And he's made it very clear, his goal is a team gold medal and the all-around gold medal at the Olympic Games. Layout double-double is a little low, step out of bounds. Should be a 3/10 step and then a 1/10 out of bounds deduction. Oh yeah, see that's the Arabian double out he just tried. It's one of his newest skills. Had to put his hands down behind him. But I really like the direction that he's going, all the things that he's doing. We'll see the rest of the day if he keeps adding all of these extra skills.
And here's the mana that you talked
that's
about.
That's the mana. That's the V times 10.
If you're in your living room, just try that and see how difficult it really is.
It's so hard. That skill is, I can't even do a V. You have to have shoulder strength, flexibility. You have to have a little bit of everything to do that. It's actually a devalued skill. It's really hard. The rookie Ishikawa from Japan with a 14.8.
And you can see some uncharacteristic little bobbles and steps and placements here and there with Danil, but as you're saying, this is the time to throw the new skills and really get them out there. And sometimes you're going to have a rough competition, but you have to be willing to have that early on.
You know, he's surprising me right now. He looks a little bit sluggish. Maybe it's the first event. Maybe he's tired. Oh, right now he's upset with himself. He's a competitor. He wants to win every competition that he goes to. But at the same time, this is just a stepping stone for him. He understands that, okay, there's going to be days like this. I bet I would be surprised if he picks it up and just nails his other 5 events. But that was definitely rough, and he knows it.
Now on floor exercise for Germany.
He has, like I said, that plan. He's not going to let anything get in the way. Not one competition, not one routine, not one skill.
And that's where we talk about, you know, hey, gymnastics, it happens. You fall on your backside, and you get back up, and you keep going. Marcel Nguyen, incredible story at the Olympic Games.
Crazy gymnast.
Is just really a delight to watch.
Nails a double-double. He, for someone who does as out-of-control gymnastics as him, is always in control. Pull his shorts up a little bit on that one.
I was going to say, that might be a little deduction.
Need a drawstring on those, I think.
He was silver medalist in the all-around at the Olympics, and I'm not sure he expected to be in that position at the end of the day. It was quite exciting to watch.
You'd be surprised. I think he expected he could do it, and a lot of us knew that he could do that. We've seen his gymnastics. He just has not ever really put it to, a little bit weird on the double full, but hasn't ever just completely put it together like he had in London, and it was really impressive. He does some big-time stuff, and I'm a little worried about his shorts right now.
If he has a double layout at the end, it could be a problem.
Marcel Nguyen of Germany, on floor exercise.
Overall, a pretty good routine. Went a little weird on that one pass, which he doesn't normally do, but Marcel, as many of these other guys, does some big-time gymnastics.
Well, at this point, Marcel's really the one to beat during this competition. But from what we've seen so far, I think he's going to have a little bit of a run. And as we move along with the other 5 events, it's going to even out a bit.
Now here's the guy that could get a huge lead advantage over everybody on the floor, and that's Jake Dalton. And Jake, I hope I'm not jinxing him right now, but he is such a rock on floor. And I mean, just look at his legs. His legs are massive. He's got so much power. And not only that, but he is just beautiful in the air. I've looked at some pictures, some still photos of him in the air. And he has some of the best compared to the guys like Japan. He's just beautiful in the air. And he has a huge start value here. Darnell Ladle with a 12.8 on floor, which will definitely dig a hole, and Marcel with a 14.4.
Jake Dalton from University of Oklahoma.
Huge stuck Arabian double payout. That was ridiculous.
And he does it like it's absolutely nothing. Like it's no problem. Walk in the park. Sky high double Arabian piked.
He just puts a smile on my face. Front double full. Stuck. Hold. And he did this all last year, the year before, and at the Olympics. He would just go up there on this floor routine, do all of these insane tumbling passes that I'm like nervous on, but he would nail them every single time. I don't even know why I get nervous anymore. And another one, stuck 2.5 front towards perfect.
This is a beautiful routine.
Lay out Thomas right here. Thomas is a rolling skill. You're only allowed to do one rolling skill now on the floor. We used to be able to do 3. Then the last 4 years we were down to 2, and now we can only do 1 and can't even connect it. This should be back triple full stick. Ah, close. Oh. He almost stuck it. That routine is going to score.
Well, that's our new leader.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that routine go to 16s. That was a massive routine.
That was incredible. The execution combined with the power and the difficulty. Wow.
And he doesn't get tired. I've asked him before. I'm like, hey, you know, when you're running into your last pass on floor, are your legs shaky? Are you tired? He's like, nah. I'm like, are yours? I'm like, yes, mine are always tired.
I was one of those standing up cheering. No, you know, I've been really excited about that change though, because I think even for just the audience, for the spectators, it's so much fun to see those flaring skills. It is exciting.
And the truth is that pommel horse is extremely difficult for people to understand. I mean, I've been doing gymnastics for 23 years, and I love to watch it, but I know what's going on. A lot of people that have no clue what they're doing, like they're on a single pommel, or traveling from leather to leather, these little intricate skills that the untrained eye has no idea what they're looking at. And so it just looks like the same skill over and over again, but you throw some flares in there, and it's really fun. You know, break dancers really appreciate it. All of these guys that are getting into the CrossFit stuff really appreciate different things like that, but I have no false sense of the reality of what pommel horse is. It's not that great to watch if you don't watch it every day.
Well, let's talk a little bit about where you're at in your training, because you're now looking to 2016 as well. You have not hung up the, I don't know, I don't want to call the uniform wrong on the guy's side.
No, I call it tights.
Tights.
I think it's funny.
You haven't hung up your tights.
Me and my teammate Chris Brooks were like, yeah, we wear tights for a living. What? It's no big deal. No, I am currently trying to recover from a couple injuries. We finished the games and then went on a 3-month tour. And now I'm just trying to recover, get strong again. I'm really trying to build up my legs right now because I'd like to be like Jake Dalton one day on the floor and be able to nail some routines like that. But yeah, I'm coming back. My goal, my first competition should be U.S. Championships in August. And hopefully everything will go good from there. First up is Oleg Vernayev from Ukraine. Also, I'm expecting to be a dad in June.
Congratulations.
So thank you. And I know you're expecting to have your second right around the same time. So
I know, right?
I know you and my wife are feeling about the same right now.
Well, I'm excited about that because then since I'm eating as we're talking, you don't mind because you understand.
No, I don't at all. And I'll run out and get her food at a random time of night. She has these crazy cravings. That's a good save right there. He was doing some single pommel work and had to step off the pommel for a second, but he got it back, and he hasn't broken form yet, so this has been a really good routine. That right there on the end is called a triple Russian. We saw a couple guys do that on the floor. These are the traveling skills going back and forth, called Magyar's Cruzados. flew right up there on that handstand dismount. That was a great routine. That was really good. That's going to score well. That's one of the hardest things ever for men's gymnastics, to be the first guy up on the pommel horse. Go up there, nail a routine. I'm sure it's probably like doing a beam routine. You get up there and your legs are shaking. Our arms are shaking violently when we first jump up there, and you don't even feel like yourself. You can do it all day, every day in training. Then you jump up there and you're like, what am I doing?
Well, and it's so easy to fall off, and that's why we kind of call it the balance beam for men, because it's just, I mean, it takes an instant and you're done.
Well, my coach has always told me, my coach Tom Meadows back home, he said, just remember one thing, you're always falling on pommel horse. You're always falling, you're just having to fight it the whole way. And he said, just stay calm, keep fighting the circle. Every single, don't get ahead of yourself. Just focus on one skill at a time and keep fighting.
We had a couple comments come in. No, the entire men's competition is not first, just these 2 events. And then once the women start, they'll be going at the same time, because women have 4 events and then the men will have 4 left.
Yeah, and I believe we should go live right after rings. You guys are going to do floor pommel horse rings, and then we'll go live right after that.
That's right, live on NBC, so you can switch over.
This
Tune
is a
into
cool
that.
skill. That skill I was talking about in the end called the triple Russian, he just did it in the middle. It's actually another value up, and it's really hard, especially for a big guy like him. A little bit of a split there, but he pulled it back.
Those leg splits always worry me, because it usually
results in a fall.
Usually it does.
He's doing a good job, though. Good routine. Not a hit or not, though. The United States of America men's gymnastics team, we have gone from a not good pommel horse team at all to really one of the better teams.
Now on pommel horse
in the World Championships in 2011, I think we were the best team. And that's pretty impressive for us.
That's very impressive, and it bodes well for the next Olympic Games.
Next up on pommel horse, Jorge Geraldo Lopez from Colombia. You see a lot of these guys start off their routines with these scissor skills to handstand, and they have a lot of value to them. They're all worth D's and E skills, but they're really hard to do well. And if the judges want to see you basically fly to a handstand, they want to see you go straight up without showing any strength. They don't want to see your hip angle break, anything like that, and you won't see too many guys do it that well. And he definitely struggled a little bit on his. You'll definitely notice guys doing 2, sometimes 3 scissoring skills in their routines.
Oh, and you can see the strength that it takes at the end of that routine.
Yeah, he definitely got a little tired at the end of that, but he stayed on, and if you can stay on the horse and just get through it, that's the name of the game. I don't care what my pommel horse routines look like. If I can hit it and get through it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I did it.
Just stay on.
On pommel horse, the score for Christian
Has
Thomas
never
of
been
Great
my
Britain, 14.033.
Well, we did get a little bit of an update on Danel Leyva and the possibility of having a touch of the flu that might be hindering his performance today.
He was saying that he was sick at the Winter Cup Challenge a few weeks ago, and I wonder if he's still struggling with it, because he was not feeling good there either. Might have some junk still in his system he's trying to get out, and he's just really struggling with it. That'll definitely make you tired.
We are, as we mentioned before, we'll be going live on NBC at 1 p.m. So you'll get to switch over and see the competition.
I do want to point out Christian Thomas pulling off a 14.033 on pommel horse, and for him that is huge. He's going to be right there in this game. That's always been my goal, break up 14. Hiroki Ishikawa from Japan. I have honestly never watched him do pommel horse, but Japanese guys are notorious for being great pommel horse swingers. Very smooth, very controlled, and I can already tell, regardless of the outcome of this routine, that he is a smooth swinger. He just looks like he knows what he's doing. Very extended in the front. Just, they almost look like they're not even trying.
course, they're known for their focus on technique, particularly on this event.
And he just powered through that routine. That was fantastic. I mean, just classic lines.
This concludes competition in the first half of rotation 2. Jim is competing in the
Jorge
second
Geraldo
half.
Lopez, also a good score, a 14.1. Looks like we're about to do the Harlem Shake. I'm jamming. I'm all about this Harlem Shake.
I'm not really sure what to expect.
You just got to get up and go.
I don't know if my baby belly's gonna let me go. I might watch you.
Oh no, it looks like they ended it.
Oh, here comes McCready.
There it is.
All right, we're gonna let McCready take it away.
McCready is jamming with the hockey mask, the hockey stick, and just losing his mind right now to the Harlem Shake with the hockey mascot. I don't know if this is good for, for concentrating while you're warming up on pommel horse. What's funny is watching Steve Penny with the Viking hat on right now.
Nice, getting into it. Get that crowd going. Get up. Out of your
man,
seat.
I would expect the crowd to be standing up right now. Oh man, McCready with the Hawaiian skirt on.
There we go. We got some gym kids going now. It's not a gymnastics competition if you can't get up and dance in the middle of it. I'm guessing some of the international athletes and coaches might be wondering
what is going on. Now, I think the Harlem Shake is an international phenomenon right now.
I'm not sure I've ever seen one at a gymnastics competition, though.
We haven't had any opportunities, but this needs to become tradition.
This concludes the warm-up in the second half of rotation 2.
First up, we'll see how Donnell is able to kind of pull himself out of this hole and stop the bleeding on pommel horse. Hiroki Ishikawa from Japan with a 14.533.
It's pretty good score.
I think well, he's a little skewed on his circles. That's really the only major error that I can see in that routine, unless I missed something. But I think an 8.7 execution might be a little harsh. I thought that routine was really, really well done. He'll start off with those scissor skills. He does 2 in a row, 1 reverse, 1 forwards. Did a good job with the first one. Good job with the second one. Yeah, he's gotten pretty good at those. They aren't the flashiest skills, but I'll tell you what, they are not easy. That's a new skill right there. He does a double Russian on 1 pommel. This is also new. It's called a reverse woo. He's pushing through it, especially for somebody with the flu. I mean, I think pommel horse is probably one of the worst events to be sick on. You are just out of gas halfway through.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's really getting a jump on competition. If he's gearing up to 2016, he's already doing new skills.
That was great, you know, and you can see it on his face. He's smiling, he's happy. That's a brand new routine, and that's a big start value on that routine too, so he should be really happy with that. And that's right, I think he's got the right mindset to really be focused on the end of the quadrennium, what his goal is. I think that should be all of our goals that are pushing for that next Olympics is what can we do then? How can we step up our game, you know, forget about the mistakes that we're going to have early on.
Well, and that's what we talk about, especially with young athletes of any sport, is what you do today matters. It matters 2 years down the road. It matters 10 years down the road. So the push-ups, the sit-ups, everything that you're doing now is incredibly important. These things become very important, and we watched that last year at the London Olympics, particularly on this event with the dismount, and it can decide a medal or no medal. So the judges really have to pay attention, watch the video if they need to see it to make sure that they're making the right call. Yeah, exactly. And next up we've got Jake Dalton. And again, just like Marcel, this is by far Jake's weakest event. And Jake and I, we laugh all the time. We're like, oh my gosh, we can just stay on this stupid thing and move on to rings. Well, he has been saying, this week prior to the competition that that's his focus. His focus is on becoming a much better pommel horse worker so that he really can attack the all-around and be in that all-around position leading into the next games. And he's definitely accomplished that goal. He's compared to a couple of years ago, he's a much better pommel horse guy. But you'll see, his arms are massive. Jake has huge arms, and it really hurts on pommel horse because he doesn't have that range, that flexibility behind his back. And so he has to swing, up on his fingers, and his arms are a little bent, and it just makes it really hard. Horse is an event for flexible, long guys, and he just doesn't really have that. But he has improved tremendously, and let's just see if he can get through this and get to the dismount and move on. And hopefully they won't have too much of a wait for him. And he has the green flag, so that's a good sign. I missed Donnell's pommel horse score, but Marcel's is a 13.033, so they hit him pretty hard on that dismount. A little up and down. He looks like he's a little bit off, but he's hanging in there. Jake's such a fierce competitor. He just pushes through, and he doesn't let anything get in his way. And you know what? For Jake Dalton, that was a fantastic competition. He's going to be really happy with that. You can see his coach, Mark Williams, also was my coach at the University of Oklahoma, went up to him and was pretty excited about that. So that was really good. So he can take a deep breath and get ready for the next 4 events. He can power through this. Now he can really have some fun in this competition because he does not enjoy competing on pommel horse. Well, he's just been having a great day of competition. Next up. And now I missed what he scored on floor. I wasn't paying attention. And we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. His scores are not refreshing. Here we go. So he definitely gave himself some room for error on that pommel horse routine with a 15.7 on floor, and not too bad for Jake. A 13.3. His goal is a 14.0, and he definitely had some execution errors in that routine, but he stayed on. He's gonna live to fight another day. Next up, Sergio Sasaki from Brazil. One of the things that the judges want to see on pommel horse is they want to see your body perfectly straight in line with the horse. So if they see your hips turn one direction or the other, they call that a skewed deduction. And they can actually take a universal skewed deduction, or they can take a deduction for each skill you do. So it can add up pretty quick, and really the only mistake from that routine that I saw is he's a little skewed throughout the entire routine. So, but overall, the guys are staying on the pommel horse. That's not something, this early in the quadrennium, not something you always see, the majority of the guys nailing their routines. A little bit more consistency on pommel horse than on floor exercise today. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that overall, I think the world in general is seeing how important pommel horse is, and they're really focusing on it. And it's getting loud. We're going to kind of let McCready take it, or John McCready take it away as the women enter the arena to huge applause.
And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the invitees for the women's gymnastics competition of the 2013 AT&T American Cup. It was 99 cents. gymnast competing in the first half of rotation 3 may now begin the warm-up.
All right, here we go, Worcester. We have some young ladies here that want to take the challenge. They're going to do the chuck and tuck. Usually it's the chuck and puck, but we very good, Kelsey. Okay, where's my two? I think these two are a tie right here, right? So you guys both get, let's get a prize. There we go. We'll turn around to the camera right now. This is your new Under Armour hoodie. Under Armour is now a sponsor of Field Stage Gymnastics. Right there, you guys. Gotta take a big wave to the crowd because you're out here at the 2013 American Cup, so we gotta teach you this. Big wave, big wave. See, they love that. They love that. Right here, we'll show the future right here. The winners of the Chuck and Tuck contest. Right back at you right here live in 2013 AT&T American Cup. Thanks, guys.
This concludes the warm-up period for the start of rotation 3.
And we are back.
Now on vault for Germany, Elizabeth Seitz.
And we are back here at the AT&T American Cup. Up on vault, Elizabeth Seitz from Germany. Yurchenko double full. Nicely performed. A little bit lower than some of the vaults that you'll see coming up pretty quickly, but a good way to start.
I like that I'm starting to see the girls really step up vault right now. I mean, we're starting to see some big vaults.
We really are. I mean, and it's incredible to watch, especially if you watch the Olympic Games, you saw how important this event was to your overall team score or your all-around score. If you had a huge vault, that gave you a leg up in the entire competition. It will now be going back and forth between the men and the women. Christian Thomas up on rings.
You'll see a lot of strength skills on rings. He started out off with a skill called Nazarian to Iron Cross. You'll see guys do anywhere from 2 strength skills to 6, maybe even 8 sometimes. Some of these guys, some of the best ringmen in the world right now are just, I guess the only way to put it is freaks on rings. They're so strong. And that's a swing element called a Yamawaki. You'll see those tucked and piked. They made a couple changes on rings this year. You're no longer allowed to do more than 3 strength parts in a row. You have to break it up with these swing skills. Judges want to see you be as steady as possible in those handstands with a straight back. Winding up for a dismount, full twisting double layout. Stuck. Very, very nice.
On vault, the score for Elizabeth Seitz of Germany, 14.766.
All right, next up on vault, watch closely. We have U.S. coming up. Caitlin Ohashi. She is absolutely incredible. This is, she's a junior coming in. This is her first senior international competition, and she is just amazing to watch. Of course, she's coached by Valery Lukin, Nasty Lukin's father.
He's
out
had
at
a little
Woga.
success, huh?
A little success, yeah. He knows what he's doing. He is a great technician, a great technical coach.
Now on vault for USA, Caitlin Ohashi.
Young women coming up right now that I've never seen Caitlin Ohashi before, so it's always impressive to me the level, the depth of talent. Wow, that's a great ball.
Yeah, Yurchenko double full, nicely done. And I imagine she'll be looking to step that up to 2.5 in this quad, but right now that was a great vault.
Just the depth on the women's side has always amazed me.
Well, and it's going to be fun to watch, very interesting to watch this year and coming into 2016, how much these juniors come on strong and push the seniors, push last year's team to hang in there or or intimidate them. It can be intimidating when the new crop comes in.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I kind of like some of the changes that they're making on rings. It seems like after 2004, they've really tried to balance the strength versus the swing moves a little bit better.
Yeah, they really have, and not only that, but they're expecting nicely done swing moves. One of the new things that they've done is if you do 3 strength parts in a row and then do a swing element, if you show any stopping in the middle of that swing element, you lose the value of it. So basically, if you were to do 3 strength parts, a swing element that you lost value on, and then do 3 more strength parts, that's like doing 6 strength parts in a row. Then you lose value on those. So they're basically saying you better do your swing elements and do them well. Because a lot of guys, you know, they are definitely on that fence of should they get credit for those front flipping skills, and that's a very rare skill right there from Jorge Geraldo Lopez. It's called a laid out Gutsogi, and that is a tough skill. Wow, another stuck with this layout. That's kicked the leg.
They did. They're getting better each rotation.
Yeah.
Over on vault and goes so quickly. Women just competing 1 vault, of course.
On vault, the score for Caitlin Ohashi of USA, 14.9.
14.9 for Caitlin Ohashi. Next up, Asuku Teramoto from Japan. And she was at last year's Olympic Games, placed 8th in the team competition, 11th in the all-around. So she is no stranger to international competition.
Now on vault for
There's that V element on rings. A little bit high on his iron cross there. That's called a whip it. I call it a whip it to iron cross. They have several names for that skill. And that's something you don't see every day. 2 of the V elements on rings. It's really kind of a rare skill. You don't see too many guys do it.
It's fun to see something a little different every now and then.
It threw in that little bit of a artistic flavor to it.
A little bit of an arch in his back.
Yeah, a little shaky. Kind of wiggling up there a little bit.
And it is the still ring, so they want to be careful that those rings do not swing too much. Rough landing.
Yeah, front double pipe with a half. It's a tough dismount. It's a pretty low start value routine. He didn't have a whole lot of strength in there, but you know, you can definitely tell that's probably one of his weaker events.
on vault, the score for Asuka Teramoto of Japan, 14.0.
Next up, one of my favorite people in this competition on vault. Her name is Simone Biles, and I have a few stories about her. She actually lives in Houston, Texas, where I train, and comes to my gym quite a bit, and she is, out of all of the women I've ever seen do gymnastics, she is a trickster like none other. She just...
So you identify with that, do you?
Oh, yeah. I love watching her, and she makes my jaw drop just watching her. Like the other day, she was playing around. She did a Yurchenko triple full.
That's incredible.
On to stack mats into our pit. And I was just like, are you kidding me? You're way too small to be able to do that.
Well, you're going to see a big vault here today. She does an Aminar. If you were watching warm-ups, you watched her stick one cold. Yurchenko, 2.5 twists.
She looks
so
like she's
powerful.
barely even running.
She just popped right on the horse, straight into the air.
Unbelievable. It's like it's a joke for her. She was just not even trying on her.
If anyone can come close to Michaela Maroney on vault, it's Simone.
That's it right there. Wow, that is...
And I can see she could pull a triple out of that, no problem.
Oh, yeah. And when she goes a little bit harder, it just gives a little more oomph, I guess. She pulls it around like it's no problem at all.
That was a gorgeous vault, a small hop on the landing, but a beautiful, beautiful vault, lots of power.
That's what was great to see, is it not only did she land it, but it looked like she was going for the stick.
Yeah.
And you don't see that every day.
You rarely see someone dropping into a landing in an Aminar.
Next up on rings is Danelle Leyva.
And I think both of us know how difficult it is to compete when you're not feeling your best, but to see him stay in and stick it out is really a great thing.
Yeah, it's it can kind of go two ways when you're sick. You can either compete and be like, ugh, I feel so bad, I don't even care, and you end up doing all right. or you're just so sick, it's just tough to get through. And, yeah, that was a great way to pull it back on pommel horse. And rings is usually a pretty solid event for him. It isn't something that he struggles with. So this should be another good routine. Land on his feet, just keep moving on, keep pushing.
And he's really got some of his best events to come.
Yeah, I mean, he has his 3 strongest events after this. Floor, parallel bars, and high bar. I mean, he's the 2011 parallel bar world champion, and he's been in the high bar event final for the past 2 or 3 years now at the World and Olympic Games. That's a new skill right there. It's called a back kick to an iron cross. He's getting a little bit stronger here and there. It's always been kind of one of his struggles is upper body strength, and he works really hard. I like to train with him and help him out because we feed off each other when we do ring strength.
And when you do ring strength, for those that may be watching at home or listening at home, you don't lift a lot of weights necessarily.
Well, there's no weight training at all, actually. Gymnastics is...
I think people are shocked by that.
Tees, 2-hour, lag, hippo.
So you win. Rebecca, you stack up against the best. So because of that, look who I got here for you. Allie Raceman, she signed an autographed picture for you. Yeah. And then also you have a signed picture from Allie, and then also a 2-night stay worldwide at any participating Hilton hotel. So you and your mom or your dad can go on a getaway thanks to Hilton. You guys, so give Hilton a big round of applause. Allie Raceman and Rebecca. Here we go.
When booking your next vacation, visit honors.com/USA Gym to save up to 15% off at participating hotels within the Hilton Honors portfolio. Plus, a portion will go back to support USA Gymnastics. Hilton Honors, come dream with us. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our distinguished international panel of women's judges. The FIG Women's Technical Delegate is Andrea Gomez. From Canada, Elena Davidova. From China, Shen Tu Pong. From Germany, Inga Funk. From Great Britain, Robin Leeworthy. From Italy, Carmen Kasla. From Japan, Yoko Takahashi. From Puerto Rico, Laisha Lopez. From the USA, Tatiana Perskaya. And from Venezuela, Adriana Ruiz.
And we are back at the 2013 AT&T American Cup. We are about to start the second group on men's still rings and women's vault.
So we're in the third rotation with the men and first rotation with the women. Again, going live in 15 minutes on NBC.
On vault, the score for Simone Biles.
Very exciting stuff. I used to always love when we would go live. Just like, I don't know, it's just cool to know that you're live on TV. It's like a little nerve-wracking, but it's fun.
Lights come up, camera.
Like he has, for a gymnast, pretty, thin arms and legs, but don't let it fool you. He's extremely strong. A very nice swing element to an iron cross. Finishing with a full twisting double layout. Very, very small step. Great routine for yourself. So speaking of being a while since you competed, Shannon, what are you up to these days?
Thank you. I think I'm going to get saved by the bell here with with a vault here in a second. But yeah, well, expecting second baby here coming up soon. And we'll talk more about that later. But for now, Vanessa Ferrari of Italy. We definitely want to watch her on vault. And always check out the fashion statement leotard.
Oh yes, very sparkly.
Yurchenko. 1.5 for this. Nice solid vault.
Her legs a little bit in the air.
And Vanessa, she's a very experienced gymnast. She has been around quite some time. She was the all-around world champion in 2006 and has continued on. 2007 Worlds, 2010, 11, and of course last year at the Olympic Games in London, 4th on floor exercise.
She's definitely one of the more seasoned veterans on the women's side.
And it's been fun to watch how her style has changed throughout the years. From more of a power, kind of a more power scrappy gymnast to becoming a little bit more elegant.
Yeah. Next up on rings, we have Jake Dalton from the United States. And this is where Jake has really made some great improvements. Like I was saying earlier, he has gotten so strong the past couple years. Since London, I mean, when we were on tour, he was just every single day working out as hard as he could.
On rings, the score for Jake Dalton of USA, 15.166. Now on rings for Brazil, Sergio Sasaki.
I know it's wild.
Next up, Oleg Vernayev from Ukraine. Actually placed 6th all around at the 2012 AT&T American Cup. Having a pretty good day so far.
And you won the 2006, 2007, and the 2011
Another
American
one of those.
Cup.
Zarian to Maltese, that's actually an F element. It's extremely difficult. He made it look pretty easy, actually.